oh my God, I'm turning 25 and I haven't achieved anything with my life. What am I gonna do? Trust me, I used to feel the exact same way, but right before I turned 25, I had a complete perspective shift. And so in this video, I'm going to explain to you the perspective shift that I had and how you can feel the same way as me. And make sure to stay till the very end because the last thing that I say sort of ties everything all together. So if you don't hear that, then the rest of it isn't gonna make sense. Hi, my name is Taylor and I am a young Aussie chick with a big dream. I want to change the education system of the world. This is obviously a very big task and there's a lot of things that need doing, so I thought I would start out by just sharing my knowledge and the things that I've learned in the past 25 years with everyone on YouTube because you've got to start somewhere, right? Anyway, enough about me. If you are ready to change your perspective on turning 25 and hear about how I did the same, make sure to stay tuned to the very end of this video. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get weekly notifications to when I put out new videos. I'm going to be sharing a whole bunch of content on mindset, confidence, overcoming limiting beliefs, just how to become the best version of yourself possible. It's going to be a whole bunch of good vibes, nothing negative, nothing bad, so make sure you subscribe if that is what you are interested in. Now let's get to it. Okay, so I am going to live till I'm 100. I have made that decision. I know with modern medicine, it's totally doable. I'm not accepting that I'm gonna die until I get to 100. But do you feel the same way? A lot of young people don't, unfortunately, and this is why when we get to turning 25, it can start to feel scary. Now, on my 25th birthday last year in July, I had at least 4 to 5 people actually say to me, oh my God, you're 25, you're so old now, your life's half over. But because I had a mindset shift of I'm gonna live to 100, I still in my mind have 3 lifetimes left to live. 3 whole lifetimes. So you can imagine when someone says to me that I'm 25 and I'm old and my life is half over, I just think, what? Like, no? I'm an infant. I'm a child. I'm so young. But why do so many people freak out when they turn 25? Well, I can tell you the reason why you feel like you haven't achieved much in your life yet is because if you're anything like me, you spent 23 of those 25 years in the schooling system, and school doesn't really exactly help you feel like you're achieving a lot of things. Like I went to obviously primary school, high school, college, and then I went to university as well. So if you did the same as me, or maybe even if you didn't, you spent 18 of your 25 years in the schooling system. So basically 23 out of my 25 years, I had somebody else dictating where to go, when to go there, what I was learning, who I should be hanging out with in my classes. Basically having someone else dictate my every move in my everyday life because that's what we're told we have to do. We just have to listen to our teachers and we have to listen to our parents, right? So no wonder we feel like we haven't achieved much. We've literally had limited control over our own lives and we've been told, no, you can't do that, or yes, you can do that, or no, you're not allowed to hang out with those people, or yes, you can go on that holiday, but you only can go for this amount of time, or blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, as a child growing up, there are so many limitations and restrictions that our parents and our school teachers and everyone puts on us. For me, the past 2 years since I have left uni has literally completely changed my life. It is insane how much I've achieved in those past 2 years compared to the 23 years before that. When I turned 18 and right up until I was about 23 when I was finishing uni, I used to go out every weekend, I used to party, I used to get drunk. Sunday wasn't a day for me because I would literally just be recovering. So I basically had 6 days in my week. 5 of them were filled up with uni, 1 was filled with working, and well, a couple of my days during the week had some work in there as well, and then Sunday was for recovering from my partying. And I was basically blaming the outside world that I wasn't achieving anything and I didn't feel like I knew my purpose in life. Like, I blamed the schooling system, I blamed my parents, I blamed my teachers. I was blaming everyone for me not feeling happy inside. But when I finally decided to take responsibility for my own life, that's when everything changed. So I decided that I couldn't hang out with my old friendship group anymore because they were really encouraging me to go out and party every single weekend, and I wanted to do something with my life. I didn't just want to stay in Canberra forever. If you're from Australia, you'll understand. If you're not, it's basically a pretty small city, 300-ish thousand people. It's the capital, so it's full of like public servants, people that work for the government. Not many people travel or like do anything fun. They just sort of like very happy to stay in their little Canberra bubble and live here forever. But that was not what I wanted, so I knew that something had to change. So taking responsibility was a major turning point for me. And if you really want to shift your perspective on turning 25, then you also are going to need to take responsibility for your own life, because then you take back control of your own life. And then you can start to actually achieve things that you want to do, and you won't be stuck in that same life for forever. When I was 23, I decided I couldn't be the party girl anymore. So I decided to start my own business. I decided to open a social media marketing company, and it involved so much learning because I didn't know how to run a business, right? So every spare minute that I had, I was listening to podcasts, I was watching YouTube videos, I was downloading every possible freebie that I could download and just filling my brain with all of the content that I possibly needed to learn how to run my business properly. Once I sort of figured that out, there were some really fun things that followed. So I started my own podcast. I made friends with a whole bunch of amazing people that inspire me to be the best version of myself possible every single day. I ended up moving to Bali because there's a huge community there of digital nomads who everyone works online. We all go to masterminds and business events all the time, and it's just such an amazing community to be a part of. I started going to a whole bunch of personal development events and working with clients that I never would have been able to dream of working with if I had have stayed in Canberra. So going from a party girl to someone living in Bali and working with all these amazing clients and doing all of these crazy fun things, it just was absolutely mind-blowing that I could achieve that when I decided to take responsibility for my life. So as you can tell, I've done a lot of things in the past 2 years. So in my mind, I literally consider myself 2 years old. Like, I am 2. I'm an infant, because before, when I was 23, like up until I was 23, I didn't really have like full control of my life and could achieve the things that I actually wanted to achieve and do the things that I wanted to do in my everyday life. I was still in school and I couldn't do that. From 23 to 25, the number of things that I have done is absolutely mind-blowing to me. And so that's why I think that I'm still so young, because in the past 2 years, I have achieved so much. And I still have 3 more lifetimes to live that I can achieve so many more things. Like, it makes me so excited, and I'm so passionate about this, because like, if I can achieve all of that in 2 years, imagine what I can achieve in the next 10 years. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me. But I know not a lot of people feel the same way as this. So are you somebody that does feel this way? Do you think that you're 25 and you feel super young and you're excited for the things that are coming ahead of you in your life? If you are, drop me a comment below that says, I'm super excited, and let me know that you feel the same way as me. We need to stop thinking that because we haven't achieved all of these bullshit rules or success indicators that society has put upon us by the time that we're 25, that we're not successful. Like, just because you might not have a super fancy car, or you don't have a house yet, or you don't have a boyfriend, or you're not married, or all of these things that society tells us that we should be doing, just because you haven't achieved them by the time that you're 25, it doesn't mean that you haven't achieved anything at all. Our parents and the schooling system have told us that these are things that we should be going after, and these are things that we should want with our life. But what if we decided to look at life a little bit differently? Like, I don't measure my success by the amount of money that I have, or the fancy car, or the place that I live. I measure my success by my happiness. And I wake up every single day and I'm so freaking happy to be alive. I'm so grateful for all of the things in my life. And so if we all started to measure life and success in that way, then like how happy would you really be? Would you be happy or would you be unhappy? Like if we started to measure success by the amazing adventures that you went on, or the amount of time that you spent with your family, or the amount of times that you laughed and smiled throughout the day, would you be successful then? Because I can guarantee you that some of the people who make a whole bunch of money and have all these fancy cars and houses, and they're a little bit older than us, and they've achieved all of these things that we want to achieve, if we started measuring success differently, they would not be as happy as some of the people who are making less money and haven't achieved as much. We need to stop looking at these external factors as indicators of success and start looking internally as to like how we actually feel, and that's how we can measure our success. And this is the mindset that we need to have, like turning 25, just because we haven't achieved certain things yet the society has told us that we need to achieve, it doesn't mean that we're failures. Like you're not having a quarter life crisis, you just don't know what you want to do yet. Maybe you haven't figured out your why, or maybe you haven't figured out your passions and your purpose and what you actually want to do. But the amazing thing is that we're so young and we have so much time to try a few different things and figure out if there are things that we're more passionate about than others. And maybe you don't like your job as an accountant, and maybe you want to try and be a fashion designer, or you want to work in music, or maybe you want to be a lawyer. Like you have time to try these things because you're only 25. Instead of dwelling on what you haven't done by the time you turn 25, maybe look at the things that you have done in the past few years, and then look at the things that you want to do in the next 5 years before you're 30. Like set some goals, write some things down that are around your passions, and maybe you know your why, and maybe you know the reason why you want to do things in life, or a bigger goal that you're working towards. So set some goals and write some things down that you want to achieve in the next few years, and start working towards those instead of looking at what you haven't achieved by the time you're 25. And a lot of people get stuck in setting goals that are sort of purely career or business related. You don't just have to set goals that are career or business related. You can set goals around your family, around your romantic relationship, your health and fitness, the environment that you want to live in. You can set goals around the adventures that you want to go on. There's so many different areas of your life that you could set goals on. Maybe you want to learn how to speak a different language, or maybe there's goals around your spirituality that you want to dive into. So it doesn't just have to be business and career goals. Obviously include those as well, but set goals for every area of your life so that you become a better, like a whole rounded good person, not just focusing on making more money in your career or your business. And stop listening to other people. When people say to you when you turn 25, oh my God, you're so old now, don't listen to them. Tell them, well, yeah, Taylor on YouTube said that I've got 3 more lifetimes to live, so nah. Like stick it to those guys. They don't get to tell you that you're old. You're so young, you're only 25. We have 3 more lifetimes, guys. 3 more whole entire lifetimes to achieve all the amazing things that we want to achieve. So don't stress about turning 25, it's gonna be okay. Instead of stressing about turning 25, take a look at what you want to achieve in your next 3 lifetimes, write some things down, and then start working towards them. That's gonna help you feel a whole lot better and help you to shift your perspective about turning 25, because you will feel like you have a purpose and something that you're working towards. Now, if you are still freaking out about turning 25, and you want someone to talk to about it, or you feel as though you need some support in any area of your life, feel free to shoot me an email, coachtaylorvictoria@gmail.com. I'll be able to help you out with absolutely anything that you need and support you in any way that I can. And if you liked this video, please hit that subscribe button and the bell. I'm going to be putting out a whole bunch of content that's got to do with mindset, personal development, just becoming a better and happier person in general, all of the positive vibes. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get weekly notifications as to when I put out new videos. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. And until next time, bye!